Good morning, students. I am Professor Sandeep Korke from Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. Students, today we have to start a new unit. Unit number 3 is theodolite surveying, and we have to start with the first topic is Introduction to Theodolite Surveying. Student, if you remember, in our first unit and in our second unit, we had seen means in first unit we had discussed about planes surveying. Okay, means that measurements with tape or chain in horizontal plane, then the compass surveying to measure the angular measurements, then plane table surveying is also there to locate the more details, and in unit number 2 we had seen that is leveling survey, where that elevations are measured in vertical plane. Okay, means these are about our first unit and unit number 2. Now in unit number 3, this is also one of the instrument theodolite, and when that theodolite is used for surveying, that type of survey is known as theodolite surveying. Okay, means if you have seen the list of equipments that we used, that is chain or tape for horizontal measurements, then compass, prismatic compass is used to measure the angular measurements, then plane table is there, plane table survey to locate the more details. In second unit, dumpy level is used. Now in unit number 3, theodolite we have to use. Okay, again the theodolite is to measure the angular measurements. Okay, now this is the syllabus for unit number 3, including various topics like introduction, then uses, then some terms like deflection angles, magnetic bearings, then prolonging of straight lines, fundamental axis, then theodolite traversing, then balancing of closed ears, then using some Bowditch rule, transit rules, Gale's traverse table, omitted measurements, and area calculations. These are the various topics we have to discuss under this unit. This is a photo of transit theodolite. You can observe there two views are there. We have to discuss detail. Now introduction. Generally, when we prefer the theodolite survey, okay, measuring of horizontal angles by using compass with respect to meridian, which is less accurate, and also it is not possible to measure vertical angles with a compass. That is a limitation. We have seen that prismatic compass is used to measure the angles with respect to meridian again, but if we compare its accuracy with theodolite, it is less accurate. And second limitation of prismatic compass is it cannot measure vertical angles. So when the objects are at considerable distance or situated at considerable elevation or depression is there, it becomes necessary to measure horizontal and vertical angles more precisely. Means preferably prismatic compass is preferred in plain areas, but when there is a more undulations are there, considerably high elevations, differences in elevation or depressions, or for long distances, in that case always theodolite is preferred. So these measurements are taken by instrument is known as theodolite. These are the different uses of theodolite. The following are the different purposes for which theodolite can be used. First one, horizontal angle to measure the horizontal angle, vertical angle, deflection angles, magnetic bearings, measuring the horizontal distance between 2 points, finding the vertical height of an object, then finding difference of elevation between various points and ranging of a line. Means this instrument is also fitted with some arrangements then we use as a to determine the distances in horizontal plane. Okay, that type of theodolite is called tachymetry, that we have to discuss in our unit number 4. Now the traversing, already we had seen the traversing, that is chain traverse or compass traverse. Okay, means when that respective instrument is used to measure the lanes or angular measurements, that type of traverse is called according to the name of that instrument used. Now similarly here, when we develop the traverse or take the measurements with the help of theodolite is known as theodolite traversing. Now in theodolites, basically two types, transit theodolite and non-transit theodolite. What is my transit theodolite? In that case, the telescope can be revolved through a complete revolution about its horizontal axis in a vertical plane, and similarly in non-transit theodolite, the telescope cannot be revolved through this complete revolution in the vertical plane. That is known as non-transit. Okay, transit means we revolve the telescope. Non-transit, we cannot revolve the telescope. You can see here in this picture, this is a telescope. Okay, this is a transit theodolite where we revolve this telescope, but this is a non-transit theodolite. Here that theodolite is fixed and we cannot revolve it. Okay, you can see in its length. Okay, it cannot revolve through it, and here we can revolve it by through its horizontal axis in vertical plane. That is transit theodolite, and for our practicals we have to use transit theodolite. Now definition, these are some various terms, they are related with the theodolite surveying. Centering, first one, the setting of theodolite exactly over a station marked by means of a plumb bob is known as centering. Okay, already that you know very well the plumb bob. Okay, that is to fix the vertical line along the gravity. The plumb bob is used, and in case of theodolite we need exact centering. Okay, this hook arrangement is given exactly in the base of that theodolite where we hang a plumb bob, and that helps to centering exactly over the station. Okay, that is centering. Okay, now transiting or plunging means we are seeing that transit theodolite means just the revolution of telescope. Here that is known as transiting or plunging, also plunging of theodolite. The method of turning the telescope about its horizontal axis in a vertical plane through 180 degree is termed as transiting. In other words, transiting results in a change of phase. Okay, these are the terms related with the revolutions. When the telescope is revolved is known as transiting or plunging, and when it is revolved through 180 degree in vertical plane is known as plunging. In that case, when we revolve it, it also changes the phase. We have to discuss in detail. Now phase left, phase right, these are the two terms. Phase left means the vertical circle of the theodolite is on the left of the observer at the time of taking readings. Means you can see here in this figure, this is the vertical circle. Okay, and here now in this case this is on left side, observer's left side, means when observer this through eyepiece, the left side, this is a left face, and when we revolve it means from this side, okay, it is a right face. Now the observer here and vertical circle is on the right hand side of observer, that is known as right face or face right. Okay, face left we had seen the vertical circle is left of the observer. Similarly, face right is there when vertical circle is of the instrument on the right of the observer. Now changing phase, the same operation, the operation of bringing the vertical circle from one side of the observer to the other side is known as changing phase. We had seen that is face left and face right. The process is known as changing phase. Now swinging the telescope, this is indicating or indicates the turning of telescope in horizontal plane. Okay, now in previous we had seen face left, face right. In that case, a telescope is revolved in vertical plane about horizontal axis. Now in swinging, here the telescope is or that instrument is revolved along its vertical axis in horizontal plane. It is called right swing. Means there are the two types again. When you turn it in clockwise direction, that is right swing, and when you turn it is in anti-clockwise direction, that is known as left swing. Okay, clockwise turning of instrument right swing, anti-clockwise turning of instrument or the telescope is left swing. Now line of collimation, it is an imaginary line passing through optical center of the objective glass and its continuation. Already we had seen this is a perfectly horizontal line which is passed through the optical center of the objective glass. Now axis of telescope, it is an again imaginary line passing through optical center of the object glass and the optical center of the eyepiece. Okay, axis of telescope which is passed through the centers of optical glass as well as the center of eyepiece. Now axis of bubble tube, okay, we had seen again that is level tubes or bubble tubes are there. It have bubble. It is an imaginary line tangential to the longitudinal curve of the bubble tube at its middle point is known as axis of bubble tube. Now these are the various axes are shown here. The first one is the vertical axis, this is the horizontal axis, and this is the circles. Actually these are the verniers where we measure the angles. Okay, when we use to measure the angle is vertical circle, the angle is vertical angle, or vertical angle measured by vertical circle. Similarly here, horizontal angle measured by horizontal circle. In theodolite both circles are there, and this is a line of sight. Okay, definition: vertical axis, it is the axis of rotation of the telescope in horizontal plane, which allow the rotation in horizontal plane. Horizontal axis, which allow the rotation in vertical plane. Now temporary adjustment, this is just like a dumbbell level where we had seen, that is first position is parallel to the any 2 foot screws, then we operate these 2 foot screws, then next second position is perpendicular or 90 degree to the first position, and then we operate last one screw, and perfectly we check the bubbles are in the middle of the tube. That is known as temporary adjustment. Similarly, now permanent adjustment. When the desired relationship between the fundamental lines of theodolite is disturbed, then some procedures are adopted to establish this relationship. This adjustment is known as permanent adjustment. Similarly, some of the fundamental axis also here in theodolite, and when that relationship is get disturbed. Okay. Similarly, also we are discussing dumbbell level. The fundamental lines are there, specific relationship is there, and when that relationship is get disturbed, we need permanent adjustment. Same case again here in case of theodolite also. Now here this is a sketch which shown, this is the photo which shows the theodolite. Okay, you can start from here. One is the vertical circle to measure the vertical angles. Number 2 is horizontal axis. Number 2 is altitude bubbles. This is the altitude bubbles. Number 3 is the horizontal axis. Okay, this about the telescope is rotated. Number 4 is vernier arm. Okay, where vernier arm. Okay, and then number 5 is plate bubble. You can see here plate bubble. Okay, that is from here. This is the level tube. Number 6 is graduated arc. Okay, this graduated arc to measure the horizontal angles. Okay, then number 7 leveling head. This is the leveling head. Number 8 clamping nut. This is the clamping nut to fix the theodolite on tripod stand. Number 9 vertical axis. Okay, this is a vertical axis, and this is a plumb bob. Number 24 is the plumb bob to centering of theodolite. Number 10 is the telescope. This is the telescope. Number 11 is the vertical circle clamping screw. Number 12 arm of vertical circle clamp. This is the arm of vertical circle clamp. 13 standard. Okay, this is a frame, is known as standard. Number 14 line of sight. This is the line of sight, just where it's in definition. Number 15 upper plate clamping screw. Okay, this is screws there. If you have seen number 17 and number 18, number 17 is upper plate and number 18 is lower plate. Okay, these are the there are we move separately, means when we revolve upper plate, there is screws are there. If you fit that screws, the both plates are moved. If you lose that plate screw, we move or we turn these plates separately. Okay, that is known as upper plate and lower plate. Lower plate clamping screw. Similarly here number 19, here lower plate clamping screw is given, means these are the clamp screw to resist the movement of plates. Number 20 is the tri branch, okay, which fixed with foot screws. Number 21 these are the foot screws. 3 foot screws are there, you can see here this image. 22 the trivets. Okay, this is a trivet. Okay, this trivet. 23 is the tripod stand. For to fix this instrument also we need tripod stand. Okay, they are the various components, and in this picture you can see how that instrument is fixed on tripod stand and how it operated. Okay, now this, if you have seen here, the vertical circle is on the left side of observer, hence it is a face left condition, and this is the original condition. And when we revolve this telescope in 180 degree, okay, in that case observer will move in this direction and then circle will be on right side of the observer. That condition is known as face right. Okay students, today stop here. Thank you.